स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम् नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम् स्वधर्मज्ञानवैराग्य साध्यभक्त्येकगोचरः नारायणः परम् ब्रह्म गीताशास्त्रे समीरितः श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि.
The third chapter, last line, Tritiye, in the third chapter. Rather, the third chapter is missing there because of the short form of the sloka. Tritiye, in the third, meaning chapter. So what is given there? Karma karyata, as it is there in the English translation, necessity for the performance of work. Karyata is necessity. Kartavyam, that's meaning duty to do karma, the actions. Karma karyata, then through non-attachment. We come to the first line, asakya. So asakya will be without attachment or through non-attachment. To results, there the word for results are not there. So what is the purpose of this karma karyata? Loka rakshayai, the advice of Lord Krishna in the third chapter is for loka rakshayai. It is given as the satisfaction, the results other than the pleasure and satisfaction of the Lord. That is not there. So loka rakshayai meaning for the protection of the world. It should be for the protection of the world. Loka, world. Raksha is Strilinga Shabda, feminine gender word. So Chaturthi Vibhakti, the dative case will have Rakshayai. So in order to save the world, so the Lord Krishna's advice to Arjuna is to save the world. So then Guneshu Aropya Kartratam. Guneshu Aropya. That will become Guneshvaropya. Guneshu, G-U-N-E-S-H-U or S-U. Guneshu. Then Aropya. That will join together and becomes Guneshvaropya. Kartratam. There is no necessity for Aropya because Lord is the doer. Lord is the doer. So Kartratam is the what you call the quality of the doer, the quality of the doer. Kartratam. Otherwise, you can also say Kartratvam. Kartratvam. The Lord is the one who acts, who does. We don't do anything. How do we say that Lord is the only doer? So attributing the agency to the gunas of Prakriti, it says, not of Prakriti. So Guneshi Aropya is the qualities, the characteristics of the Lord. The Guneshu Aropya is what we call superimposing. There is no necessity of superimposition. But how do we understand Kartratvam of or the the quality of the doer. How do we understand the quality of the doer of Lord Krishna or Lord Sriman Narayana? It is through Guneshu. Again, the Kartritvam or Kartritam or Kartritvam is called one of the attributes. It is one of the attributes, one of the characteristics. Therefore, Guneshu Aropya. Now, I repeat, Lord Krishna is the doer. Lord Krishna does the action, and not the individual soul, only the Supreme Soul. And that Kartritvam or Kartrita is not M, so it's not a mistake here. So Kartrita will be added to one of the, as one of the qualities of the Lord. Kalyana Guna Gane, that means. So Guneshu, in the qualities of the Lord, Kartrita is an addition. No, it's not an addition, it's already there. Naturally, he has got the quality of action. Rather, he has the duty of action. You can also say he is bound to do the duty because he has created the world. Because of his own creation, he cannot also remain idle. He cannot go on sleeping. It is also fiend sleep. So he does everything. So that doing everything by himself is itself a quality in the list of unlimited auspicious characteristics. And therefore, Guneshu Aropya, the word Aropya is there, because we do not know, we do not understand as individual souls, according to Gitartha Sangraha of Sri Yamunacharya, we don't understand immediately how Kartrita will be one of the qualities. Generally, adjectives will be qualities. So many adjectives we have. Say with regard to the word Bhagavan, the first two letters Bhaga will involve all the 6 qualities, namely Jnana, Bala, Shakti, Vairagya, Tejas,
Virya.
Aishwarya. Vairagya, Virya. Jnana, Bala, Virya, Shakti, Tejas and Aishwarya. So these 6 qualities can be understood as qualities. Where Kartrita will be soul, the Supreme Soul in action. So how can you call it a quality? Because it is innate quality. It is natural. It is natural that you can also say it is supernatural that Lord is always active. So Kartritam is also one of the gunas. Again, Sarveshware. This Kartrita is in Sarveshware. In the omniscient or omnipotent soul. Sarva Ishware. Sarva omni and potent is Ishwara. So Sarva Ishware in Sriman Narayana, Lord Sriman Narayana. So Ishware, Sarveshware va Nyasyokta. Nyasyokta. Ukta it is said. Tritiye Ukta, it has been said. Here in the English translation, the word is taught there. The word taught. Of course, it is a statement by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. All the pieces of advice are given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, and through Arjuna, all the individual souls, all the other individual souls of the world. So, Ukta means said. What is said? Kartrita Ukta, you can say. Again, the word Kartritam will be what we call an accusative case, Dvitiya Vibhakti, that will go with Nyasya. So, Kartritam Nyasya. Sarveshware Va. The Va meaning optional. Because generally we always think that we are doing some action. All the actions that we have in our ordinary human life, we think that they are done by us. They are ours. We actually even we are also even possessive. That we take pride that I have done this, I have performed this and so on. There is also that ahankara and mamakara there in kartrita. That ahankara and mamakara should be given up in kartrita. Don't think that I achieve everything. The achievement that comes out will be the outcome of Lord Sriman Narayana's action. That's the meaning. So Sarveshware Va Nyasya. First, initially, we think that we have performed the action or we are performing the activities. But later on, we understand it is only Sarveshwara's action, Lord Almighty's action. Therefore, initially, Arjuna is given a mind that that though he has a false impression that he is doing the action. Now, it's an intelligent method of teaching. Lord Krishna agrees with the student first. Whatever you say is right. You said in the first chapter so many things, namely, you don't want to fight with people who are your cousins, relatives, teachers, elders, and so on. And without whom you cannot run a government. There is no kingdom without people. So if all of them are killed, then what will remain in the nation? Nothing. And therefore, one cannot be called a king. These are all the arguments they put forth by Arjuna in the first chapter. So in order to refute his argument, to disprove his argument, Lord Krishna goes on his lines of thought. Namely, initially, we think that we are doing the actions. But later on, we understand all the actions belong to Sarveshwara, the Lord Almighty. So, Sarveshware va nyasya ukta tritiye karma karyata. So, whether it is what we call, even in prapatti, sharanagati, in total surrender, this is the essence of the Shastras. Namely, we are doing sharanagati. We are doing total surrender. We are falling at the feet. We are falling at the divine feet. The very action of falling at the feet is because of him. He made us fall at his feet. He made us fall at his feet. We are only instruments in the hands of God. So he only made us make a total surrender. That is the prapatti vishaye kartrutvam. So who will have the doership? He makes us fall at his feet. That is what we call karma karyata. Karma karyata is the sense of doing duty, what we call the sincere sense of duty or the faithful sense of performing the action depends on Lord. Nothing else is ours. No, nothing is ours. Nothing is ours. Neither the body, which is what we call physical part of the individual soul, the very soul itself, individual soul, Jivatma, and the whole world of the creation, all belong to him. We never possess anything, neither our body nor our soul. The soul is his property. The individual soul is his property, and our body is his creation. And again, we depend on him for everything. So that is what we call here karma karyata. So the sense of duty, the burden of performing the duty falls on him, and through us he performs action. Here, for example, I'll take the example of Arjuna. Through Arjuna, he wants to perform these two actions and other three actions, namely Paritranaya Sadhunam, protecting the good people, Vinashaya Chadushkatam, to annihilate the bad people, then Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, in order to re-establish the righteousness in the world. All these three actions are through characters like Arjuna, not only Arjuna, but also the other Pandavas. Pandavas are his representatives to re-establish Dharma. Whereas he cannot take the help of the bad people, namely on the other side of Kauravas. So Duryodhana and others cannot be taken into confidence. They cannot be approached. They cannot be used. They cannot be roped into what we call Paritranaya Sadhunam Vina and then Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. Again, as Lord said it in Bhagavad Gita, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata Abhyuttanam Adharmasya Tadatmanam Srijamyaham. The very incarnation, as many avatars, as Lord Krishna and all the previous avatars, are meant for, here you find that Loka Rakshayai. Loka Rakshayai. The word Loka Rakshayai may seem to include the bad people also. Right? The bad people also are given a chance of protection so that they will correct themselves. And Lord has no partiality towards the bad people also. He never distinguishes in the result. For example, I give you one example. Today there was a discussion. What is the difference between a bhakta and a prapanna reaching Vaikuntham? That is the question. Or anybody who has not done karma yoga, or any individual soul who has not got jnana yoga complete, and again a bhakta, a bhakti yoga practitioner, a bhakti yoga practitioner, or one who has done only karma yoga, or one who has done only jnana yoga, and one who has followed the discipline of prapatti. So what is the difference among these people in Vaikuntham? There is no difference. There is no difference at all. And therefore, we say Loka Rakshaya. Loka also may include Vaikuntham. Because people there also, the Nityasuris as well as the Muktas, the released souls, need protection there also. Here, so Lokarakshayi will be all comprehensive protection of all the creations, namely called Leela Vibhuti and the Nitya Vibhuti of namely Vaikuntha. Again, though there are no desires, because all those who reach Vaikuntha will be avapta samasta kama, just like the Lord. Lord will be, as it is given here, satisfaction, pleasure and satisfaction of the Lord. But what is expected of the individual souls is we are not to be interested in other results other than pleasure and satisfaction of the Lord. The pleasure and satisfaction of the Lord lie in Lokarakshayi, in the protection of the world. And therefore, the very action of the Lord in protecting the world, not a single world, all the universe, all the creations, is also taken up in the list of the auspicious characteristics, unlimited in number of the Lord. And again, he is a Sarveshwara. He is the controller of everything. Our actions are directed, are controlled, are monitored according to today's. We monitor everything. So he is monitoring everything. He is an observer. He is a quiet observer for some time. Then he comes up very heavily on bad people. That's why he is called the Sarveshwara. Nobody can win over him, defeat him. He is invincible, and therefore he is called the Sarveshwara. And therefore, whatever action that is being performed in the world of creation, namely Leela Vibhuti and Nitya Vibhuti, that includes Nitya Vibhuti also. Lord is the action maker. And therefore, what should we do is, we must feel, not do anything. We must feel. That feeling also is the responsibility of the Lord. So we must feel that every action belongs to Him. Every action is being performed by Him. Whether it is past, present, or future, so He will do it. So He will protect us. He will, whatever action that you attribute, all actions are attributed to Him. So in order to, for example, extirpate the bad people, He has taken a lot of incarnations, starting from the very fish incarnation, then the tortoise incarnation, then Varaha, great boar incarnation, and then Vamana, Narasimha incarnation, Vamana incarnation, and then so on, and then coming to Rama, and then Parashurama, Rama, and Krishna. Now almost all the incarnations involve fighting with the demons. The demons have been already created only by Him. Nobody else created demons also. Nobody else created his own enemies. He has his own enemies like Madhu and Kaitaba. Madhu is a demon, Kaitaba is a demon, and both are twins. They are born out of him, out of the Almighty. They only do the mischief. Again, with regard to the what we call the home god, namely the police in the Vaikuntham, namely Jaya and Vijaya, or otherwise is called in the temples as Chanda and Prachanda. The two Dwarapalakas, the doorkeepers, they made some mistake. That the mistake is, of course, is not the action of the Lord. Then the four sages wanted to have entry into his abode, and they prevented them. These two prevented them, and therefore they had been cursed by them, and they were asking for the redemption of the curse, and that was also everything what the sages did to them, meaning namely the cursing action, and also the remedy to rectify the curse. So that is also coming back to the headquarters by those two Dwarapalakas, taking 3 births, and they also requested we all should oppose Sriman Narayana, our master, tooth and nail. Otherwise, we won't remember him. That is what they requested in all the 3 births. So, in order to remove them, or remove the actually evil in them. Hiranyaksha, in order to have Hiranyaksha, the evil to be removed, Kurma Avatara was there. Then Varaha Avatara was there to save the earth from the hands of demons, so many demons, Madhu Kaitaba, Hayagriva, and so many other demons. Then Narasimha had to come for killing Hiranyakashipu. Then again Krishna's incarnation for Dantavakra and Shishupala, Rama's incarnation for Ravana and Kumbhakarna. When every action of his is planned according to his sankalpa, and he does everything. The essence of the third chapter is now again the kartrutvam is you can say as it is here aropya, superimposed on the Lord. So also bhogyatvam is also enjoying the leela, the sport, enjoying the game of creation, sustenance, and dissolution is also his pleasure, is also his lookout. That also is not ours. Looking at the world now around us, we also see we have some happy experience of witnessing people living comfortably, and we also become sad by seeing people suffer. All these are all only for the pleasure of the Lord, not for. Again, of course, as we may wrongly think that when the people suffer, when the individual souls suffer, how can be a mute witness to all this? So that is why a thinking mind, what we call a discerning heart, has been awarded to us, and therefore we cannot blame the Lord for indulging in bad activities. So that is the conclusion of this particular verse. Of course, without commentary, I have been telling you all these things just by the words. And again, Yamunacharya's skill in abridging a big chapter in single verse, with so many shlokas in the original Bhagavad Gita, whereas there's only one shloka here. It's surprising that each and every word will be explained by Ramanujacharyas and other preceptors like Sri Swami Vedanta. So again I remind ourselves that both the individual soul and the Supreme Soul have no attachment. That is also there. Though we say the Almighty loves people, loves His creation. Loves His creation when the individual soul performs the activities according to the prescription of the Shastra. And he also is otherwise disposed. For example, getting angry with the individual soul when the individual soul is not performing the actions prescribed in the Vedas and also doing something else also. The opposite actions also. Because again I remind ourselves that your mind is to differentiate the good between the good and the bad. Already is awarded as a faculty in the individual soul. Therefore, we cannot blame the Supreme Soul for all our bad actions. And in case of good actions, we always attribute our good actions to the blessings of the Lord. That is also there. The positive actions which are already enjoined in the as injunctions in the scriptures, we cannot claim that we did it. We did all the good action. Again, everything in within inverted commas depends on the Lord. Asakya. Paramapurusha Priti Vyatirikta Swarga Adi Phala Sanga Tyaga Purvakam iti artha. So it has been said in the English translation of the this verse 7, verse number 7, namely the results other than the pleasure and the satisfaction of the Lord. That is in English. But here it is clearly mentioned as what do we ask by becoming a bhakta, by becoming a karma yogi or jnana yogi and a prapanna. In all the four stages, in all the four statuses, we must not ask for heaven, which is different from Vaikuntham. And again, this is very, very significant here. So we must aim at Parama Purusha Preeti. We expect that affection, the love from the Lord that must reach us. We must concentrate on love, the affection by or the shown by the Lord towards us. So that is why in all the sankalpas of all the rituals in our home or outside in temples, what we say is Bhagavat Prityartham. Bhagavat Prityartham. Even the daily duties like Sandhya Vandanam called Anushtanam in one word, all the rituals will be for Sriman Narayana Prityartham. The Advaitins also say Sri Parameshwara Prityartham. So Prityartham, nothing else. We don't ask for even Vaikuntha or otherwise called Moksha or a place near the Lord, the bliss, the Paramanandam and so on. So we want only the affection. So Parama Purusha Preeti from the Almighty. So Parama from the primordial man, we want only affection. Parama Purusha Preeti. Then Vyatirikta different from Swarga, the heaven, Adi, etc. So we ask for the earthly things also, worldly matters also. We sometimes ask for. Starting with the birth of children, getting the school admission, getting admission into the college, getting a job, getting salary, getting promotion, and getting pension. That is, so these are all certain demands based on money. And again, we want to get married, and again we want to beget children. I asked some scholars like this. You get married, okay? That is for carnal desires, to fulfill the carnal desire. But why should we beget children? The question. Then why I ask this question is, again after the children are born, again when they are grown, again we all advise each other that we must aim at moksha. That means no cycle of birth and death should happen in each case of in the individual. Then why should we have children? Now today in from I think 2016 I have heard that there is a trend in the young couple, married couple, the couples that they don't want children. They don't want to add to the population, not because there are demands and necessities, or rather luxuries which cannot be enjoyed by everyone, but they have now a thought: why should an individual soul come into existence again? That is the thinking of the latest young couples of course all the countries. Not only India, I see there is a group of people coming together with a single aim, not to have progeny. So that is also one. So what I say is now, when we ask this question, then the scholars answer is, it is so, it is natural. Once you get married, you are supposed to have children. It is normal. It is normal. It's not abnormal. It's normal. It is custom. It's a custom. It's a customary habit. That's all. And again, in those days or in these days, we always thought of children taking care of the parents, because parents take care of the children. So in turn, we have upakaraha, help, and pratyupakaraha, the help in return. The help will be returned. So it's all expectation. So all these come to a knot, N-A-U-G-H-T, when you understand that all actions depend upon the Lord. So, and again, all the actions that we perform as per the instructions and advice and order of the Lord, that will aim at only Parama Purusha Preeti, and not any other object or any other aim or any other goal like Swarga, the heaven, where from you have every chance of returning to the earth in some form of birth. Swargadi Phala Sanga Tyaga Purvakam. That is what we call detachment. So we have to sacrifice our attachment toward the fruit, namely heaven, etc. The heaven, etc. The heaven will be the fruit that we expect in the next world after death. But the Adi refers to, the word Adi, etc. refers to all those desires, what we call Kamya Karma. Kamya Karma, an action performed for fulfilling our desire. The desires are temporary, the results are temporary. All are transient, and therefore, so for the temporary pleasure, for temporary fruit, for temporary positive result, we all try. So that attachment should be given up towards the, but it should aim always towards the affection of the Lord. That is the meaning of the word asakya. I'm sorry that I made a initial change in the spelling, because we always have an understanding asakti is attachment. And if it is, it cannot be without power, ashaktya. Now that is also there. When an individual soul is incapable of doing for itself a selfish action because of the age, he has got the limbs not working properly, and then when he tries to achieve something, then we realize that everything depends on God. Till then, when we are young, energetic, and all our sense organs are working properly, and that is also because of the blessings of the Lord, we think we do the action. Then we have attachment. Then it is not incapability, if you call it as ashaktya. We always also say this way: when I have an opportunity to do bad actions, I must avoid. When I don't get an opportunity, get a chance to do bad actions, then I cannot call myself a good person. I cannot boast myself as a good man, because I have not done any bad activity, because I didn't have chance to do. having got some many occasions where we could do bad activity, when we control ourselves and stop indulging in bad activity, then that will be the right way, right approach, and of course with the aim of the affection of Parama Purusha, the highest primordial being.
Some points I want to ask. You were saying that he makes us do property. He makes us to do property. So why doesn't he make everyone do property?
So though Lord is not partial, though he is impartial, there is a choice. There's a choice of the individual soul. The choice is made by him. That is also his will and pleasure. And as I said again, he is not trying to find fault with the individual soul who have not been encouraged by him to do prapatti. And he expects the maturity of the mind from several births, and then he elevates them to this level. We don't understand him because why he does it, because inscrutable are the ways of God, and why he does not encourage an individual soul to do prapatti, whereas he has encouraged some souls to do total surrender. That is also there. If we understand why he does, what he does, where he does, and when he does, then we have got what we call Parama Purusha Jnanam. We have the spiritual wisdom, and we can understand him. If we become one with him, not exactly Sayudyam, at least as a released soul, we will released soul may understand everything that about what he does.
So also
that is why there is always a confusion why he does something, why he does not do something.
Right. Okay. So also, I mean, I find it very. You also said that he makes the demons out of himself, and he makes the demons. So he's actually placing evil in the demons, and then he is coming as an avatar to kill the demons. So it doesn't seem to be very fair that these people are being singled out, and they're being made to be evil by God, and then God is coming and killing them. But again, when God kills them, that is a moksha, that is a benediction from Him.
So that is what. So that by that process, we can say that he teaches lessons to all others who would become demons in future. The problem here now in the present society,
right? But
there are some violent people.
Nobody can become a demon without his making them a demon.
It's a what we call teaching method of good lessons.
Right, but okay. So if we understand that he does everything, then how can he teach anybody? Because nobody. When I teach a student, if you teach a student, you understand that you're going to teach him something, and then he is going to know something, and he is going to act in a certain way. But if the souls are not acting, if only God is acting, and if God makes the souls to act, every act that the soul does is done by God, then how is he teaching us anything? We are not doing anything. Whether we are a good student or a bad student of his teachings, still he's the one who has to make us act. So where's the what is the necessity for teaching? He's acting. He's the only one acting.
In this matter, when I already said that discerning mind is been uh, allotted to an individual soul. The individual soul has no desire to reach God, has no aim of moksha in his life. Now, I don't mean the human being, any individual soul, any living being, for that matter. So when he doesn't think of, when the individual soul doesn't think of the Lord, doesn't have any connection with the Lord, he does always opposite to what the scriptures say. Again, it's a cycle of a revolving cycle of merits and sins, more sins than merits, and therefore doing the sin, committing the sins again and again. The individual soul get into the bad net, whereas the Lord shows them mercy. We have a word called Karuna Sagara. He is an ocean of mercy, an ocean of sympathy, a sea of compassion. But still, we are our own makers. In the sense that why should we have a mind to commit bad deeds? We are not to say that Lord only directed us to commit sin. Though everything is done by Him, He is not misguiding us. He is not saying, so you do some bad action, then I will remove you.
Okay, so we have these three aspects of avatara. An avatara of the Lord comes and he does paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam and dharma samstapana. Dharma samstapana. So he protects the suras, the devotees. He annihilates the miscreants, the demons, and he establishes the principles of religion which need to be established from time to time. Sambhavami yuge yuge, different times. Okay, so he comes and he does this. So can we say that if somebody claims to be an avatar, or if we see somebody claiming that there is an avatar, that avatar has to do all these three things? These are lakshanas of an avatar. These are qualities of an avatar. And for instance, in the Das Avatar system, there are three different conceptions of Das Avatars, according to Madhva Sampradaya, Jayadev Goswami in North India, and according to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. And Sri Vaishnavas, they don't count Buddha as an avatar because he was speaking against the Vedas. So we say he did not do Dharma Samstapana. So therefore, how can he be an avatar? So is it correct that we have to see every avatar has to do Dharma Samstapana? Every avatar has to protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants. So these are lakshanas of every avatar, correct?
Yeah. All the three duties, along with these three are main duties.
Okay, so then coming back to this idea that he puts evil in the demons, and he kills them, and he teaches and he makes the devotees to do property and to do bhakti. He's doing all these things. So why is it that you said that he wants to teach the souls that have no connection with him? He wants to teach the souls that have no connection with him. But we have this very famous story of Jaya and Vijaya, who had a connection with him. They were Dwarapalakas. They were the gatekeepers, the doormen, the chokidars in Vaikuntha. Why take those persons and make them into demons? And why do that? Because he could. There are plenty of people who have no connection to him. They are Buddhas in this material world, but these people seem to be Nityasuris. Why make them to have to be evil and then kill them as an example? Why not use some person who has no connection to him or very little connection as a Bada Jiva?
Right. Your question is very nice and interesting, pertinent. Why should Jaya and Vijaya attach to the Lord very closely as the gods of the Vaikuntham gate? Should be involved in such a bad birth, and they must be corrected and redeemed. Now it's all in the game. First, the point is Leela. Leela. This is a sport. But again, the question again, as I told you earlier, that suffering of an individual soul, is it a pleasure for the Lord? That is the question that we have in our mind. We say categorically in all the Shastras and in all the preserved statements that it is not so. He doesn't relish or doesn't revel in the sufferings of the people. But then the previous concept, namely that we had, he expects everyone to seek protection from him. Not only seek protection from him, we must aim at his affection. So that kind of what we call is a game played on us. A game played on us. But we cannot say he experiences happiness when he makes us suffer. That's the only thing. But when I understand what is said in Shastras, I will not be here with you.
But okay, but there's a concept, and I don't know, maybe it's only Tenacharya Sampradaya concept, but it is called Sabhogya Hetuka Kripa. Sabhogya Hetuka Kripa. That God actually that he enjoys the suffering of the world because it gives him a chance to show his solabhya, to show his compassion,
accessibility.
Yeah, he wants to show his compassion and his accessibility. He wants to show these things, and if there is no sin in the world, there's no reason to show it.
Yeah.
So
it is not possible to understand his greatness and his affection for the creation when there is no bad action happening in the world. The qualities in the numerous or endless number of qualities, the auspicious qualities that he possesses will not be published, will not be realized by all when there is nothing happening untoward in this world.
So he makes bad things happen in the world as an excuse to show his mercy and his compassion and his love for the Bada Jivas. But again, I can't really understand why he needs to involve Nityasuris in this. Why does he need to involve Nityasuris? Those people are very happy, enjoying the bliss of Kainkarya and Moksha to him directly. Why involve those people directly in all of these things in the material world?
We have a proverb in Tamil, Yanakim Adi Sarukkum, meaning even great people err, make a mistake. And those Nityasuris, you can even call, if you say Jaya and Vijaya as Nityasuris, they sometimes fall a prey to the fall. They are likely to prey the fall as a prey, and um, that way of uh, leading one's life is not advisable according to his actions and instructions.
Right. Okay. So then again, there's a problem. If we say that there are some Nityasuris that sometimes have problems, so they're in Vaikuntha and they're having problems and they come here. So then somebody may say the Vedanta Sutra that says we never return, we never come from Vaikuntha, nobody ever falls down from Vaikuntha to this world, there's a problem with that. So I was speaking with ANC, Anantana Simachari, right, many years ago, and he said that there is a Karya Vaikuntha and a Karana Vaikuntha. So there are two Vaikunthas, and this Jai and Vijay, they have come from this Karya Vaikuntha, which is within this material world, and therefore nobody comes from the Karana Vaikuntha here. But from this Karya Vaikuntha, because it's in Lila Vibhuti, it's in the material world, it's not the eternal Vaikuntha, but it's here, and therefore they can come from here, but they cannot come from there. So is this a common understanding amongst all Sri Vaishnavas, or is this only Deshika Sampradaya who says this, or do you know anything about this concept of Karya Vaikuntha and Karna Vaikuntha and where it's stated in Shastra?
It belongs to only Sri Swami Deshika Sampradaya.
Only Deshika Sampradaya. But it makes sense because otherwise we have to admit that there's some problem in the Karna Vaikuntha, in the original Vaikuntha, there's some problem. So this is often a debate also amongst some people. They say that how did we come here? What is the origin of the soul? Although the soul is eternal, but how did it first get karmas and get attached to being a buddha, being covered? How did it become covered? How did it become here? That maybe it was pure and now it's not pure. But the anadi karma means it's always been, the buddha has always been covered. So is it very clear that there's no time that the Buddha was previously a Nityasuri and had a problem?
Yeah, he said that the birth itself is anadi for the individual soul.
Right.
Therefore, the karma is also anadi. And as you said, why should we come here?
Right. So is there any answer to that question, why we should come here?
There is no answer.
There's no answer. Okay. All right. So, okay.
In so many concepts, we say time is the answer. No, there's no answer. And if there is an answer, that you are then you will become a jnani.
Okay. So again, the Lord has created all of this. He's created some jivatmans as nityasuris and created some other ones as buddhas, and this is just also his leela to show his unlimited auspicious qualities of mercy and love for the jivas. He can't show it if they're all nityasuris. He can't show his compassion. But if there is a material world and there are buddhas, he can show his compassion. So in order for him to show these qualities, he does all of this. It's just a big game, a big leela.
Right.
Okay. So the only other point that I was interested here was that you mentioned about the sankalpam, that people say Narayana Prityatam, or even the Smartas say Shri Parameshwara Prityatam. So in each case, and even I think Madhvas and other people, everybody's using this word Prityatam. They're trying to please the Lord. However, in Tenacharya Sampradayam, they don't say this. They say Bhagavad Ajnaya, Bhagavad Kainkari Rupam. So there's no mention of Prityatam there. So,
Yeah.
so somebody may say, I do these actions because it is ordered by God in the Shastra. He says, I have to do this action. I have to do Sanyavandana, or I have to do something, some karma, some nitya karma or naimittika karma, because it is prescribed in Shastra. So it is his agya, it is his order, agya, and it is for his service that I do it. But somebody may say, I don't know whether it pleases him or it doesn't please him. Just like Jaya Vijaya, they were fighting the Lord as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu and so many other avatars that they took. He's fighting them. They're fighting him. Even Bhishma was fighting against Krishna, but they're all actually devoted to God, and he wants them to fight with them. But it seems like they're against him. Like Shishupal was cursing Krishna so many times, then Krishna cut his head off. But then the Atma of Shishupal entered into the body of Krishna, so he got a moksha. But does it actually please him? Do all these things please him? When we do good things for him, when we do kind karya, it pleases him. Automatically, it must please him, or he's self-satisfied. He doesn't need to be pleased. So, if he doesn't need to be pleased, why do we need to say Narayana Prityatam? And again, why the Tengalai Sri Vaishnavas? Why they don't say Sriman Narayana Prityatam? Why do they not say this? Everybody else is trying to please God. They're saying, no, all we do is follow the order and do the service. We don't know if we're pleasing him. We don't care about that. It's very
Now, as
strange.
you are saying, I'm happy that I can understand three levels. In the lower level or lowest level, you ask for material pleasures of this world, including the reaching of Swarga, the heaven, in the next world. This is the lower level or the lowest level. The middle level will be asking for moksha, asking for a place in Sri Vaikuntha. The higher level or the highest level will be asking for his priti, affection. Now, there is a distinction between a bhakta or a bhakti yogi and a prapanna. There is a comparison. And what does a bhakta aim at? A bhakta aims at moksha. He wants stoppage of the cycle of birth and death. Very simple as it is there. Whereas prapanna does not want anything from the Lord except preeti. That is compared to 16 colored gold. Shodasha varna suvarnam. That is a famous saying in Shastra, that asking for only affection from the Lord will be what you call asking for gold, which has got 16 colors, 1/6. Whereas Bhakta is asking for only moksha. A prapanna is higher than the Bhakta. So again, the levels, as you said, now, some people are asking the materialistic pleasures of the world. Some are asking his grace only. Or some are asking the easy accessibility and proximity from the Lord. These are the...
Okay, so in a Tenacharya Sankalpa, when they say kind karya
I
rupam,
wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
So, Tenacharya says Bhagavad Kaikarya Rupena.
Rupena.
Yeah. that will be rather more selfless, more selfless.
That's more selfless.
Yeah.
More selfless than
Janacharya Sampradaya for what do you say?
Bhagavad Ajnaya, Bhagavad
Bhagavad
Kainkarya,
Ajnaya,
Rupena.
Bhagavad Kainkarya Rupe. We don't expect even that, even the preeti there, even the affection. We are not aiming at the preeti there. We want to do our duty of service, that's all. And that is also by the order, not by willingly your action, willingness to do action, but because it is an order imposed by the Lord. That is, of course, that is little deviation from Bhagavad Ajna is there, but I do service only by the order of the Lord. That will say that you are unwilling to do service, and because He has ordered it, we have to do willy-nilly. That of course that is not Swami Deshika Sampradaya.
Right. So in Bhakti Yoga, you have to be willing to do the bhakti, to the devotional acts to the Lord. The bhakta has to have bhakti, but the prapana, whether he has bhakti or no bhakti, if he just does he does the kainkarya, he performs his service to God, whether he has bhakti or not, whether he feels devotion or not, whether he gets anything for it or not, that's considered a higher thing. But again, you yourself have described moksha as being nothing but kainkarya. Moksha is kainkarya. So in one sense, can we say that if we say Bhagavad Kainkarya Rupena, or I want the Kainkarya, right? Is it not equal to saying I want moksha?
Moksha is equated to Kaikarya. Okay, the service to the Lord should be the aim. And the difference between the abstract concept of Kaikarya or rather physical action of Kaikarya service compared to the physical reaching of Vaikuntha. Physical reaching is with the Sukshma Sharira, the individual soul becomes the released soul in Vaikuntha. But what does the individual do there? Again, of course, service. But aiming at the service is different from aiming at reaching a place. Aiming at service will be better than aiming at reaching a place.
I see.
By reaching the place, one becomes released soul. So what does the released soul do in Vaikuntha? That is more important. And therefore Kaikarya will be Kaikarya Rupena. But again, if there's a compulsion, Bhagavad Ajnaya, there's a compulsion. The order is there. The order cannot be transgressed. The scriptural order cannot be disobeyed. That's a problem. And we do that. We do all deviations. We all try to disobey. How many of us will always follow strictly the injunctions of the scripture? That is also a doubtful.
Okay, so finally, I just want to go back to that point you made. So you say that the Bhagavad Kainkarya Rupena is a more selfless expression than Bhagavad Prityatam. So then why in Deshika Sampradaya do they use this Bhagavad Prityatam? Why don't they also say Bhagavad Kainkarya Rupena?
This generally will not be acceptable to all. Because there must be some aim for doing one's action. If there is no aim, again, the problem is it for me, is it to please? The actions are performed according to Karma Yoga and gaining wisdom by Jnana Yoga, and doing bhakti yoga, my question is, will I get something out of it? Some advantage? So that thinking is there. And you say everything is devoted to him, everything is hypothecated to him, everything is offered to him, everything is dedicated to him, then people will have no interest in doing total surrender.
So that Bhagavad Prityatam is just to catch people's interest to do something?
Yeah.
That they will get some result from it.
Right.
Even though they are performing the Sattvika Tyaga before and after, even though they're trying to remind themselves that he is doing everything and they're not wanting any fruit or they're giving up any fruit of any action, still in the Sankalpa itself, they say that we want something. We want the Bhagavad Prityatam. We want the Narayana Prityatam. We want the Lord's happiness.
And because asking for preeti will be definitely better than asking
Perfect.
for moksha and asking for the earthly object.
Okay, so to summarize, the lowest level is asking for something tangible, like Swarga Adi, right? Like Swarga or different things, something material. That's the lowest concept of in a Sankalpa, what you want to say. The next level up is you're asking at least for Preeti, for his affection, right? And for him to be pleased. And then a higher level even than that is you don't want anything. All you want is to just do that act because he ordered it to be done in the scriptures. So these three levels, correct?
You are right.
Okay, so that's all I wanted to know about that. If anyone else has any questions or comments.
Swami, I wanted to ask, with respect, you said that a bhakti yogi, they want something, they want moksha. But then we have different bhaktas from different sampradayas, like for instance the Gaudiya Sampradaya, and they say that their goal is just love of God, pure love of God. They don't want anything except his service and his love of God. So how would you class this in with respect to prapannas? Isn't it on the same level as a prapanna? Basically, if you have a bhakti yogi who only wants love of God and nothing else, and he just wants to serve God, then it's the same thing. It's desireless. It's on a high level, just as prapatti. The only thing is that you initiating the procedure to attain God, whereas for prapanna he's depending upon God alone as the siddhopaya.
Very, very nice. If you say that Gaudiya Sampradaya aims at only the love of God, then that is the best. Then you equate a bhakti yogin with the prapanna. That's also very good. Whereas the Deshika Sampradaya, there differentiates between bhakti yogin and a prapanna.
Can you think of an example?
Yes.
I'll be throwing more light on the subject because we had today a session on a particular chapter from the Srimad Ragasya Trayasara. And there were so many points, interesting points to know how a total surrenderee will have more advantages than, of course, without expectations, with least expectations, different from a bhakti yogi.
Swami,
And as I said just now earlier, unless you fix a fruit, fix an aim, lower level people will not be interested in doing anything.
Swami, even I want to hone in on this a little bit more. that they're in Gaudiya Sampradaya, they cultivate a particular relationship with God. They want to be a servant of God in a certain way. They want to be a friend of God. They want to be a lover of God. They want to have a particular relationship. Whereas I have read that when in Sri Vaishnava concept of the jiva going to moksha, that he takes bath in the viraja and afterwards he comes before the Lord. And the Lord is the one who says what kind of kainkara he wants him to do in Vaikuntha. Then again, we have the example of Andal. Andal wanted to marry the Lord. She wanted to be the consort of the Lord. She wanted to be the wife of the Lord. So this is a desire to want to be the wife of the Lord. So which is a higher thing? Is it better to be completely passive when you surrender and whatever the Lord wants, I will do. Whatever he wants me to do, I will do. Or I desire to be the wife of the Lord. I desire to be the friend of the Lord. I desire to be the servant of the Lord and use a chamari or or offer a dupa or offer a deepa to him. There's a particular seva or a particular kainkariya I want to do and I must do, and therefore I demand from the Lord that I can do those things. Because in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, they have this idea of cultivating before reaching moksha, cultivating a complete personality, a spiritual personality based on a certain relationship with God. And they want to attain that relationship in Vaikuntha. So,
Now,
which is better?
having discussed the 9 types of relationship between the individual soul and the supreme soul, whatever you said, it comes now as one of the 9 aspects. Andal expecting to become the wife of the Lord. That is the relationship, husband and wife relationship between the individual soul and the supreme soul. And if it is within the scope of these, the other 8 or all the 9, then we are good. If you go beyond these 9 relationships and demand something else, that will be abnormal. That will be out of the ordinary. That will be what you call a stray.
An aberration. Aberration.
In the path.
Right, but there's somebody is surrendered and somebody is just surrendered to the will of the Lord completely passive, like can we say like a baby cat, to bring in that analogy, okay? So he's completely passive surrender. And whatever the Lord wants me, whatever type of kainkariya or seva he wants to give me, I'm okay with that. I will do that because whatever he says goes. Bhagavad Agyaya, his order, is fine with me. But another person, another prapana or another bhakta, they say, no, I feel I have this love for God and I want to serve him in a particular way. And he should accept that. Even if it's one of these 9, as you say, there are 9 relationships. But there's examples of great bhaktas in this world, different mahajans, who attained perfection through one or more of the principles of Navada Bhakti. So Hanuman may be the greatest servant, Shukadev was the greatest orator, the speaker of the pastimes of the Lord. Parikshit was hearing the Lord. This is his way of attaining perfection. So different people have taken Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Sakyam. There are different aspects of Navada Bhakti. They say Maharaj Ambarish did everything. He did all these 9. But somebody picks one particular thing, one particular form of bhakti, and one particular relationship, and they concentrate on that. And another person is completely surrendered and says, whatever he wants, whatever he wills.
That is why the beauty in creation is your fingerprint, your thumb or the fingerprint is completely different from anybody else. Each one of us has got a separate picture of the fingerprint. Nobody is. So here we have a variety. The variety of creation is the pleasure of the Lord. So you think in one way and I think in one way, but all of us are ready to do Kaikarya in one way or other. As you say, I don't want anything out of the Kaikarya. You say I want only the pleasure of the Lord as the Kaikarya, as a result of the Kaikarya. Because the lokaha bhinna ruchihi. The Lord has created the world with the different aspirations.
Just wanted to ask about as a grammatical thing, just like you were speaking about sankalpa, and if one is doing a sankalpa for someone else, which is purohits, we have to do from time to time, do we say karishyami? Like when we're doing for ourselves, we'll end the sankalpa and say karishye. That means we're doing that particular activity. But if you're doing on behalf of someone else and you're chanting the sankalpa for them, what do you say? Is it karishyami or what is the correct
Yeah.
You have said it right. Karishyami for others, karishye for me, for
Okay.
myself. Yeah.
Perfect.
That is because of the grammar point, namely, the karishye will be the atmanepadi rupa form, whereas karishyami will be a parasmepadi rupa form. You are right.
So what
Okay.
what you're saying when you say just for Govindachari doesn't know what Parasmaipadi and Atmanepadi is. Parasmaipadi what is usually is the active form, right? Atmanepadi, right, is the middle ending, which is sometimes used for a passive form, right?
Mhm.
So Karisye means for yourself.
No. I think you are. I think I've told you this one. In active voice and passive voice sentences, and including what we call the third voice, third type of sentence,
Middle.
unavailable in other languages, is bhava vachyam, karma, kartru vachyam, karmani vachyam, and bhava vachyam. Active voice, passive voice, and impersonal voice. When there is an intransitive verb is used, we use the word bhava vachyam. Now, in the case of passive voice, almost all the verbs are in Atmanepadi form. Atmanepadi form. That
Right.
doesn't mean that, as you said, the Atmanepadi verb will be a passive verb. No. The passive voice, instead of saying, I do this, I did this, it was done by me. It was done by me will be in Atmanepadi. But I did this, and that will be in either Parasmepadi or Atmanepadi. Because karoti, the word kri, the dhatu, the root namely, it's called Ubhayapadi dhatu. So aham karomi is lat lakara presented. Again, there are 11 types of conjugations with regard to the dhatu kri in Atmanepadi. So that will be as just now Govindacharya Swami rightly put it. Karishyami will be the lit lakara, the second future tense form in Parasmepadi, whereas Karishye will be the Atmanepadi form in the lit lakara again, the second future tense. Therefore, strictly speaking, there is no difference because the word Atmanepadi and the word Parasmepadi cannot be translated into English as a selfish root and selfless root. It is not a root for selfishness or root for selflessness. For example, reading a book, Patati. So Patati is a Parasmepadi verb. And therefore, we cannot say, I read it only for others. I read it for myself also.
Okay,
There is no form like patissier. Like Kadishier, you don't have the word patissier. I will read it for myself. The patati, the reading is only for others. So there is not a strict difference. It's not a clear line of demarcation between Parasmepadi and Atmanepadi. But whereas, as he said, Karishye and Karishyami will have a slight difference, namely, Karishye will be for selfish purposes and Karishyami for others. You can also say Karishye for others and Karishyami for me. For myself, I can say Karishyami.
Right, but
for example, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Sanno Mitra Shamvarunaha, we say, Satyam Vadishyami, Ritam Vadishyami. So there, why should I say truth? Why should I, again, same, Satyam or Ritam, same thing. Why should I always say the truth? Is it for my own sake, or my own benefit, or somebody else's benefit? So here, again, we say in the next part of Shanno Mitra Shamarana, we say Satyama Vadisham, Ritama Vadisham. We say, I said the truth. I said the truth. In the previous one, we say, I will say the truth. But the last one will be, the next part again repeated will be, I have said the truth. Already I have said the truth. I said only the truth. Again, the Satyamavadisham, Ritamavadisham. I mean, all stress upon the exact action that I have not done any other action except saying the truth. So what I mean to say is, Parasmepadi and Atmanepadi, though used in many contexts as a selfish action and selfless action, there is no, again I repeat, there is no clear line of demarcation of the meaning.
right. Unless other words are there to show that it's passive, it's not necessarily passive. I understand that. Okay.
I'll give you one more example. Vande, I say, I bow to the God Vande. Aham Sriman Narayanam Vande. I salute him. I bow to him. Aham Namami. I pray for you. I pray for you. That in Christianity we have the word I pray for you. As Gitartha Swami also said, I remember the word Sankalpa. Suppose one is what you call, I mean, in the sense, unable to perform its daily anushtanam. For example, the twilight worship. So I can do it for somebody else. Making a sankalpa, I can do it for somebody else. But how long will we do that? 3 times a day for a sick person? Very difficult.
Somebody is doing this. They're doing Sanjivandanam for somebody who's sick.
Yeah, it is allowed in Shastra.
Okay, and if you are, you have to also do another Sanjivandanam for yourself.
Yeah, 6 times, 6 Sandhyavandanas daily.
Okay, and can you do for more than one person, or it has to be a person from your family?
If possible, you can do it for more than one person.
But it has to be a person from your family, or it can be anybody. You can
No,
do
it can be anybody. It can
You
be
can do
anybody.
for another person.
Yeah.
And people are doing this
No, rarely.
rarely, but some people are doing it for my
Yeah,
father.
yeah.
My father is very sick, and therefore I'm doing for him.
Yeah. My my father was very sick, and
Yes. So you were doing for your father.
yeah, I was doing.
Oh. And I also read
But
that,
of course,
that people are fasting on Ekadasi for somebody else. They're doing fasting for someone else, someone who cannot fast.
that is not done. But I can pray for others by fasting on Ekadashi day, and not on Ekadashi day. On a day called Shravanam day. Today is a Shravanam day. The
Shravana
Shravana,
Nakshatra.
yeah, Shravana Nakshatra. The Uppiliyappan, the Lord of Uppiliyappan near Kumbakonam. He is born. He was born, rather he was incarnated, or he was born as an Archavatara on Shravana day. Of course, Shravanam, as you said, one of the first nine bhaktis, 9 forms of bhakti. Shravanam. So hearing. So Shravana Nakshatra, on Shravana Nakshatra, many people devoted to that particular god as their titular deity, they do not take salt, saltless food. Some people take it only in the morning, saltless food, and in the evening they can't do it, and therefore they follow. But some people do it the whole day, and that is a prayer either for selfish purpose or somebody else.
Yes, people go to that temple and they offer salt at the temple because the story is that the Lord married a girl who didn't know how to cook, and she didn't know even to put salt in the food. So many people near the Dwajastamba in that temple, they put a lot of salt.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, if you taste the prasadams at the temple, which are cooked without salt, still they taste as though they have sufficient salt in them.
Yeah.
So that is the
It tastes
specialty.
good within the temple.
Within the temple, it tastes good. If you take it outside, it's also good. No.
It is not so. It's not so good after when you take it out.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So something very special about Uppiliappan.
Another question, Swami, is about another pronunciation question. Jiva Mulia. How do you pronounce Jiva Mulia?
He's asking about Jihwa Mulia.
Jihwa
Jihwa Mulia.
okay.
We know this Upadmaniya. We saw even in Gitartha Sangraha there was an example of Upadmaniya, but we didn't see any example of Jihwa Mulia.
Jihwa Mulia is similar to the Kanthya, the guttural. I will give you the sutra, the formula of Panini, Ashtadhyayi. Akuha Visarjaniyanam Kanthaha. Akuha Visarjaniyanam Kanthaha. So the letter A, then Kakha Gagha 4, Kakha Gagha 4, then Ha, last letter of the consonant, 33rd letter of the consonant, that is Ha, and then lastly Visarga. So all will be pronounced through the throat. They are called Kanchaha, that is guttural. Now coming to this Jihva Muliya, whenever Ka is preceded by a Visarga, the same pronunciation, of course, H, there is no difference in pronunciation. So how do you say HKA? HKA. And that H is called Jihva Muliya.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is Kanthya, Kanthya is almost similar to Jihva Muliya. Jihva is a tongue, as you know. Moolam is the base, as you know. Moolam also means source. Here it is base. The the bottom part of the tongue, that is almost throat. So these 5 letters, A, then Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, then Ha, then Visarga. Visarga also has the same pronunciation of a H pronunciation for the Visarga. So Akuha Visarjaniyaha. So first letter A, then Kaka Gaganga 4, then Ha, the last consonant, then Visarga. So all these are pronounced with the help of the throat. And the throat is again Jihva mode. That's all. So whenever Ka follows Visarga, we say, same natural pronunciation it will be HK. Whereas as you just now understand, Upopadmaniya or Upadmaniya, the Visarga being followed by PA. Then it's an unnatural sound in Sanskrit. Namely, we equate it to English letter F. But Hindi, PHA will be F. Phal, we say Phal in Hindi. But whereas the F sound will come in between the Visarga and Pa. That's all. This is what we call the Jihva Mudra. I mean, Upapadmaniya.
Upapadmaniya.
So,
last thing I wanted to ask is the Madhwas have a philosophy called Taratamya. Are you aware of that philosophy? And they have Ananda Taratamya. We were discussing this with Dr. Alwar. And basically, what we like to know is that the Varakalai school believes that there's 2 ways to moksha, bhakti and prapatti, correct?
Right.
These are the only 2 ways. So
the
therefore,
Karma Yoga also leads to moksha. And
okay,
Jnana
but
Yoga.
nobody, because I think I've read in Yatindra, Mata, Deepika, etc. that is only accepted bhakti and prapatti and nothing else, basically.
Okay.
Because Karma Yoga is very rare that someone will actually go to moksha through Karma Yoga, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Varakalais accept bhakti and prapatti, and obviously you have to do efforts if one is doing bhakti. So the idea is that the Taratamya is that one has different levels of Anandam in moksha. So is it that there will be different levels of Anandam in moksha if one does bhakti yoga to reach the Lord, or prapatti to reach the Lord? Will the prapanna have a different level? And the bhakti yogi, would he have a different level of Anandam?
Did you listen to the first introduction today in this session?
Unfortunately, no. I had to leave for a moment, so I'm sorry.
You had a call and you left.
Yes. I'm sorry.
The answer was given in this session, that there is not at all a difference between a prapanna and bhakti yogin or anybody else as a released soul in the quality and quantity of ananda, paramananda in the Vaikuntha.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I thought. It only makes sense. It's not like, once you reach moksha, that's it. However you get there, it's a different topic, isn't it? Yeah. But there's only, for Tengalais, it's only prapatti. There's no other way.
All paths lead to the same destination, ultimately.
Pardon?
All roads lead to Rome. All paths lead to the same destination, ultimately. Jnana, karma, bhakti, prapatti, ultimately moksha is moksha.
But in the case of prapatti, we don't aim at moksha. As you said, moksha is equal to kainkarya. We don't give a stress upon moksha as what we call the place of living.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That if we take moksha as kenkaryam, we only see moksha as kenkaryam. We only want the service of the Lord, because even the Gauryas, their philosophy is that moksha, bhukti, and mukti are considered obstacles in bhakti, pure bhakti, selfless bhakti. They consider that idea. So their idea that moksha is a selfish desire also, that one has some selfish desire for liberation. But if you look at it from the standpoint that one wants moksha only to do eternal service to the Lord, well, then it's kind of equated to the same idea that they have, that they want eternal service to Krishna, basically.
Right.
In
As
fact,
I said again earlier, I'll be throwing light on what we call the prapatti from the Srimad Raghasya Sara a little later, which has been discussed over this week by Sri Madhavacharya Swami.
yeah, so even just as Govindacharya was saying, in Gaudiya Sampradaya, as Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sri Vedanta Deshika has given us this sarangas of Sharanagati, the six, this verse about sarangas of Sharanagati. That same verse is used in Gaudiya Sampradaya. It is this, but they think that Sharanagati is a part of Bhakti Yoga. Whereas in Sri Vaishnavism, we think that it is separate from Bhakti Yoga. It's a separate upaya. But they say it is part of Bhakti Yoga because it comes as part of Navada Bhakti. Atmani Vedanam is the last part of Navada Bhakti. So they equate Atmani Vedanam to Sharanagati.
Right.
So
Perfect.
both some different ways of looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
So they also take that pramana, that sloka about that verse about the six angas of Sharanagati, and they accept it. The Rupa Goswami in Gaudiya Sampradaya, he accepts that. He accepts Sharanagati as having six angas, and he speaks about this very same verse. This verse comes from where? It comes from some, what is the original Shastra that it comes from? Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjana. Where does it come from?
The five angas of prapatti, no?
Right, 5 angas of property, yes. Where is it? What Shastra does it come from?
It can be from Satvata Samhita.
Satvata Samhita. So it is a Panchratragama.
Yeah.
कवितार्किक सिंहाय कल्याण गुणशालिने श्रीमते वेंकटेशाय वेदांत गुरवे नमः.